figure out what you want, focus on it. Hello, my name is Elisa. Welcome to my YouTube channel. There's 3 things I wanted to speak about today. The first one is how we speak to ourselves. The second one is how to use your subconscious mind to achieve the things that you want, and finally, self-fulfilling prophecies. The first thing is the way that we speak says a lot about our mental state, and more people are open to take control of their life. And the good news is you are in control. And the difference is, what are you doing to get there? And the best way to be in control of your life is to only focus on what you want. Seems like a fairly simple concept, but how many of you would you say you're actually complaining and focusing on the wrong things? And you're actually not alone, because when scientists have done studies, they found that the average person has about 65,000 thoughts in a day. 65,000 thoughts, and unfortunately 80% of those are negative. So if you have thoughts such as, why are these things always happening to me? Why am I unlucky? Your brain is designed in a way to find an answer to every single question that you have. So when you ask yourself a question, why is this not working out for me? Why am I unlucky? Your brain will look for an answer. And so what you create is actually a snowball effect, that route down that really negative rabbit hole, because your brain doesn't care if it's a positive or negative thought. All it knows is that it's trying to find an answer for you. And so it will look for answers for that to prove to you why you're unlucky, why you're unsuccessful. But the same is true when you ask questions such as, and this is the way you should do it, ask yourself questions: what can I do to be more successful? What can I do to achieve this goal? What can I do to succeed? When you say that, your brain says, same thing, okay, it's a snowball effect of proving to yourself what can you do to succeed. And so that's really important, because you are using the way your brain already works to your advantage. We're using the language of the brain. You ask it a question, it gives you an answer. So when you're asking yourself these questions, you're actually creating a snowball effect of more negative things, more negative thoughts that create more negative outcomes, and that's not what you want, right? So that's why it's so important to change how you speak to yourself. What kind of questions are you asking yourself? You want to be specific in your question, because you're asking your brain that will find an answer for you. So you want to be specific, but you want a positive outcome. So ask in a positive way. So since this is a snowball effect, when you ask yourself the positive version of the same question, that's when you're going to get a snowball effect of more positive things coming into your life, because that's what you're asking for, that's what you're creating, that's what you're focusing on. So focus on what you want. Sometimes you're talking to someone and you have a word at the tip of your tongue, but you can't remember it, and you leave it alone, and then hours later, during a completely different conversation, you're doing something different, the word comes to you. In the back of your mind, your brain continued to think about that question that you asked yourself. What was that word? Your brain continues to work on that. That's really important. This is the exactly same way. It doesn't matter which question you ask yourself. What's that word? Why am I unlucky? How do I be more successful? Your brain will answer every single one of those questions. So ask yourself in a way so that you can benefit from the way your brain already works, because you can't change the way it works, but you can change the way that you communicate with your brain to get the results that you want. Bad things happen in threes. I actually tested this out and I did some research on this. So basically everything that I'm talking about today is based on behavioral psychology, social psychology, motivational psychology. These are things that I took in school and things that I researched recently, just to kind of back up what I'm saying. The moment that you react into someone steering into you when you're going in a straight line and you freaking out, yelling, swearing, if you react negatively, you'll notice there's more negative outcomes. But if you don't react and instead you say, maybe they're really tired, maybe they just worked, maybe they're a nurse and they just worked 12 hours and they're exhausted. The moment that you do that, no one else would do that around you. You are actually changing your outcome by the way that you react to a situation. Something bad happened again a second time that's in a similar situation, it made you feel the same way. And then a third time. And then eventually it comes to a fourth and fifth time. This could actually work the other way as well. Good things happen in threes or in fives or in 10s or 20s. Something really good happens and you react really, really positive. very shortly afterwards something else will happen that will cause something very positive as well. It's kind of like gratitude. The moment you stop being grateful, good things stop happening to you, and the more you start complaining, the more negative things happen to you. It's a snowball effect. Either way, it works the same way. So that's that. And finally, the self-fulfilling prophecy. Oh boy. We can all relate to the self-fulfilling prophecy. Every single one of us at one point has screwed ourselves over in a situation, because I'll give you an example. You're in a really great relationship, everything's working well, and then suddenly anxiety kicks in and says, this person might leave you. Things might work out not in your favor. You might be heartbroken. And you start freaking out because you're thinking on that thought process. That thought process came into your mind randomly for some reason, maybe because of past experiences. And instead of letting it go, you're focusing on it because you get an emotional reaction which scares you, and you focus on it and you think about it more frequently. Your dominant thought is fear that it's true, this person might leave you. And then you sabotage the relationship. You self-fulfill the prophecy by being like, this person's gonna leave me, and you do everything to push this person away. Or you're so excited to get this job interview or to get this job that you completely screwed up in the job interview. Or anything, an exam. You know this content so well, and you know you're gonna do well, but you think, but what if I don't do well? And then you were getting straight A's, and then you got the final exam and you completely bomb it. You just sit there and you freeze and you don't know anything. Self-fulfilling prophecy is huge. It is studied so many times, and it all comes down to, what are you thinking about? What are you letting come into your mind? What is your dominant thought regarding this topic? So when we talk about what are you focusing on, if you focus about having a healthy relationship, it'll stay healthy. But if you focus on someone leaving you, they're gonna leave you because you behave based on your beliefs. I'm actually going to make another video and probably link a few people who have amazing rewriting limiting beliefs. Regardless of what it is, figure out what you want, focus on it, and just focus on that. It's okay to occasionally have self-doubt, but if your dominant thoughts are what you want and you focus mostly on that, you'll be fine. You'll be fine. Anyways, have a great day, and I'll talk to you later. Bye. My little studio here in my room.